This is the third episode of Freedom Frontline, Hidden Headlines, a critical look at who shapes global news and who doesn't. In a world of constant headlines and 24/7 news, the idea that journalism shows us the full truth is being questioned. Alexa Robertson points out the global news is so shaped by powerful countries and media groups, leaving many voices out. Years later, Peter Van der Wicken explained that the news is controlled by people and systems behind it. This raises an important question: whose stories are being told and whose are being ignored? The following introduction looks at the gap between how global news is framed and what local communities actually experience. Every day, global news networks decide what the world sees, but whose stories are being told and whose truths are left behind.
There's a clear hierarchy in global journalism. Stories from the West often dominate headlines, while local narratives in the global South are filtered, simplified, or ignored entirely.
In 2021, the BBC was criticized for framing the Ethiopian conflict without sufficient local context, relying heavily on Western diplomats and foreign correspondents. According to The Guardian, this led to an outcry from Ethiopian journalists who felt their voices were marginalized.
They told me part of the story, but not the truth as we live it. Our people, our history, it was flattened into a geopolitical narrative.
Local journalists often face the double burden of reporting under difficult conditions and being sidelined when multiple global media arrives. News flows are still predominantly shaped by elite countries with limited space for local sourcing and global outlets, from Reuters Institute 2023.
We need collaborative models. Global news shouldn't amplify local truths, not overwrite them.
In an interconnected world, truth should not be a luxury of geography or power, because who tells a story often shapes how the world remembers it. Global news still reflects unequal power, where big voices often silence local ones. We should be reminded that news isn't just found but formed by those who choose what to show. If news doesn't tell the whole truth, then we need to look beyond the headlines. It's time for journalists, newsrooms, and all of us, readers, to push for a change to raise up local voices, use more diverse sources, and see journalism as a shared effort. One that values fairness, context, and stories from all parts of the world.